last terraforming project. As you can see, I've got the small drop ships being constructed, taking down supplies. Thought I'd show you a little bit of the terraforming project or mission. This is my last one. Completed all the other terraforming missions. Gained reputation with everybody. And now I'm a happy camper. I have a Taladi named a school after me when I terraformed their planet in 18 billion. And you can pick up a lot of money doing the terraforming projects. Here, when you build the bank, they give you another project of a fund startup. So if you invest 36 billion, you can get, there's a 10% chance of getting 544 billion in return, which is a fairly good return. And I have had success. As you can see, I now have 2.586 trillion. So I've got more money than I ever want to have. I have no idea how I could come anywhere close to spending that much money. And when I stop buying in supplies at maximum price for the terraforming projects, then I'll start making even more money. If anybody wants a hint on how to make money in the Terran sector, I have this little place here that makes metallic microlattice, computronic substrate and the silicon carbide. And my production just can't keep up. Silicon carbide, I'm meant to have 50,000 in storage, and I hardly ever get over about 3,000 before it's sold. The same with computronic substrate. It just sells as soon as it's manufactured. Same here. And if you look at my transaction log, this is amazing. About every 3.5 hours I get paid out around 75 million. So here's say 17 to 21, that's 4 hours. 14 to 17, that's 3 hours. 11 to 14, 3 hours. That's $75 million every 3.5 hours. Absolutely amazing. Just every 3.5 hours, $75 million. Thank you very much. But I did do one funny thing. In here, sunlight 13%. So I thought if it's 13%, then if I put 10 solar panels, wouldn't that be the same as one solar panel? But doesn't seem to work out that way. So when I built it, I put show you this. I know, there's probably 20 solar panels on here, but it doesn't make it didn't work out very well. But so I built a solar power plant up here. Have one large trader, and all he does is go between there and there, supplying energy cells, and that works fine because this station is closed off to everybody. Only my property. Only my property. They're all the same. We don't buy a single thing. So everything is supplied by my mining ships and my one energy trader. So for a consistent $75 million every 3 hours or 3.5 hours, pretty happy with that station. This one down here, it's energy cells, stimulants, what else? Oh, metallic microlights. It's not a huge money spinner, but it's never been fully stocked either, so it's moving a little bit. Still makes me money. See, every, what's that, 8 hours? 7 hours? 17 million. So quite happy. A couple of stations that are doing very well. Right, so for terraforming, I have found that you don't have to do all of what they suggest. Because up here, there's only 3 projects that you have to do. So if you want to cut it short, do the bare minimums to get your wheat field. So you find out what you need for wheat field. You need temperature, atmospheric pressure. So we've got the atmospheric pressure. So what we need to do now is work on temperature. Black dust is giving me temperature. Whether it gives me enough or not, I don't know yet. Winter sports resort. That needs oxygen, temperature and housing. So I have to do housing, and the temperature and oxygen I have to do to get the wheat fields anyway. So they do sort of come over the top of each other sometimes, but yeah, that's all you have to do is these 3 projects. You don't have to go into the bank and the clinic and everything like that, or these other missions, if you want to call them that. Only what's specified to finish the mission. But on this one, I think I'll do them all, just because it's my last one and I can. I don't think it gives us any extra bonuses or anything, but just because it's the last one I'm doing, I might complete it. So for the terraforming missions, yes, it's just supplies and waiting. If you don't have a big station, you're going to have to buy in all the supplies. So it's much, well, I think it would be much better to find out exactly what supplies you need and build a station that produces those supplies in large quantities.
Requesting immediate backup.
There's two ways to follow your progress. You can come into here and see what project you're on. It'll tell you how many drones are in queue, how many are travelling. Or you can go into your station and check here.
Requesting immediate backup.
Where is it? Here. Exactly the same statistics, so you can sort of follow, and here you can follow what products you're using. So I'm getting graphene. See, I've left these ones open at no restriction, so when I'm depleting the stocks, other factions can resupply. But seeing this is the last one, I'll bring these down. Because I don't need to stock this much anymore.
Requesting immediate
I
backup.
still need this one. I don't know if I've got enough, but yes, it should be alright. Pardon me. I should. Refined metals. I'm not sure if I need those or not. But as you can see, I'm not. I've had to bring up stock levels a lot higher than they would normally be. This one. So you'd never normally stock
Requesting immediate backup.
977,000 refined metals. So I've had to stick on a whole lot more container storage into the station just to be able to cope with it, the amount of product I have now. And I've been trying to keep it so they don't build antimatter cells, for example, out of proportion, so you turn off the production if you're not using them. Because I'm not building ships. My shipbuilding is turned off, so I'm not depleting resources. See, 217,000, I don't think I'd be stocking that amount if I wasn't doing terraforming. Same with hull parts, 378,000.
Requesting immediate backup.
But everything's pretty well under control. I have had to add a lot more production modules. So I've got 60 smart chips, which and 66 microchips. You don't need that many. It's just so when I use them in the terraforming project, I can keep up with the demand. Food rations is quite a big one. Medical supplies, sorry. As you can see here, I've got 69 medical supplies now. I think I've added about 20 or 25 modules
Requesting immediate backup.
to try and keep this supplied for the next terraforming project. And I've got it maxed out on the buying credits, so I can keep it full. But after this project, it can all go back to normal and I'll have loads of empty container space. A lot of the time when the terraforming projects are on, I just go sort of on the hunt for fallen family rattlesnakes or
Requesting
something.
immediate backup.
They're about the only ones that I can do battle with now. Occasionally they come along and annoy me or annoy somebody, and I just jump in a ship somewhere and go and beat them up. claim it sometimes. I have a couple of copperas somewhere which are fully stocked with marines. And I'll go and capture them sometimes. If they don't give up easily, I'll just blow them up.
Requesting immediate backup.
So fallen families are the only ones that I'm not friends with anymore. Everybody I'm 20 plus except for Xenon and Kark, of course. Scale plate 25, Yaki 12, so nobody, no factions are actually enemies. So nobody's attacking my ships or my stations. Fallen families are the only pirate faction that I have in the game, and they don't annoy me too much. I have found I don't use traders a lot. You can see here,
Backup.
this station only has one trader. So with all the pirates that were going around shooting up all the trade ships, if I only have one per station, then the chance of them picking on my trade ship is very slim. But if I had lots of trade ships, then I would lose lots of trade ships. So just one per station, and I very rarely lose a trade ship. No Xenon. No Xenon in my game anymore.
Requesting immediate backup.
Kark are a little bit annoying, but don't bother me too much. I have small fleets of chimeras. Oh yeah. Well, they sometimes annoy me in this sector here. I have chimeras. It's just a small fleet of chimeras, sometimes supported by a dragon. Over here, lots of miners in this sector.
Try a bit harder.
They don't damage
Eat an
the big
asteroid.
ships too much, which I'm grateful for. They're just annoying.
Requesting immediate backup.
Up here, Tharka's Cascade was another one. I put in some small fleets of chimeras just to move them around and protect the miners. What's a few chimeras down here? You can see here. Oh, this one's a dragon. So just move them around as they get attacked. So just, the chimeras. I've lost one chimera, so that's not too bad. They seem to handle it all right.
Requesting immediate backup.
That was a really silly thing to do. You're cooked.
Very rarely go in any other ships. Very happy with this ship. The how do you say it? Forgotten how you even. Where am I here? Kurakami, that's it. Kurakami.
Requesting immediate backup.
Good little ship.
Help!
Queen's Guard.
Very annoying, the cock. I've watched the miners before and they just sit there mining, getting annoyed with the cart, finish filling up their cargo base and
Queen's
then travel
Guard.
off.
Requesting immediate backup.
Protector. Queen's Guard.
Awaiting orders.
Forager.
Requesting immediate.
Queen's Guard.
Something I do miss. The battles. These are the only guys that I can fight now, so there's no real pirates
Hive
as
guard.
such left in the game.
Awaiting orders.
Hive Guard.
Requesting immediate backup.
Queen's Guard.
Nice ship this, I quite like it. Kurokami. I have a personal nemesis, I think, so that's probably like everybody else in the game does.
Forager.
But yeah, I quite like this one.
Requesting immediate backup.
How's our terraforming going? Oh, nearly there. And that'll be it for this episode, I think. 19 ships in flight. And then a 10-minute cooldown, and we'll have a look to see what our next project is once that's done. I'm not sure. This brings up temperature, and we need temperature for... what do we need temperature for? Needed temperature to do this one. The bios, jumpstart microbiome. Fertilise the soil, because we need to do soil for the fruits and soya fields. Temperature. Oh yeah. Nearly there, 3 to go. And then 10-minute duration while they sort out all their resources on the planet, I guess. Where is the planet? There she be. Beautiful graphics in this game. Done an exceptional job. I haven't heard about any more expansions or what they're going to do with the game next, so looking forward to the boron coming out. I assume they'll bring the boron back. Maybe something with the hub in 11th hour. I would like to see, now before the Cradle of Humanity came out, they were showing some of the people that were playing it before the game actually came out had another sector on their game, which was in here, and it was called Hatikva's Faith, I think, from memory. I'm wondering why we didn't get that in the expansion. I would like to see this fill up with more sectors. I would like to see some more Xenon sectors come out too. Just to make life a bit more interesting. Because as you can see here, I allowed the Xenon sort of free roam through here until here, he was twin 1, where I built a defense platform right here, way off in the back while the Xenon were coming through. And as soon as this sector became mine, I wiped the Xenon out of here and forced them back, allowing me to slowly claim the rest of the sectors, because they'd taken over virtually all of this. I think he was twin 5. I actually popped the defense station here and then grabbed it. But the Xenon had mostly claimed this corner from the Taladi, and once I started moving in and reclaiming it all, I claimed them all for myself. I found a very easy way of defeating the Xenon. But that's another story for another time. So this project must be getting close to finish. Another 5 minutes. Yeah, nearly 6 minutes. And that'll do us for tonight. We'll just have a quick look to see what project we're going to tackle tomorrow. So I've left the Kark bases pretty much where I found them, because they don't bother me too much and they're only going to spawn somewhere else. I've still got this one up here. I've got one here, yep, here, and the other one here on where I'm working at the moment. I've also got these ones up here which keep, where is it, in here, which keep spawning. But there's no ships to bring in supplies, and occasionally I'll bring these few ships here around and just destroy it all, but they only come back again, so I've just left it. So there's a few Xenon stations, but they don't do anything. Might be a nice sector to have my headquarters in. Reasonably close to Terran space, so if when I open this up again as a shipyard, the Terrans might be able to buy all their ships. Now, there's one thing, I don't know why they've made it so I can't buy the Asgard. No longer offered for sale to third parties, which I thought, well, that's interesting. I don't know if anybody else has found that. Oh, it worries me. I have no use for an Asgard. And if I wanted to, I could probably build, yeah, I could build them. So put it at high preset. How many can I build? So I can build 10 if I wanted them. But I have nobody to fight, so I don't need any big ships or fleets or anything. I've conquered nearly everything on that I've done on this game, with a couple of Odysseus's and a Nemesis. Everything else is, all the big ships I've got have all been claimed from pirates. All these phoenixes, all claimed from pirates. Rattlesnakes, all claimed from pirates. Haven't built other than one Odysseus, I think. One is supplied by the game as a free ship, and the other one I built. So everything I've done is with two Odysseus's and a Nemesis. And I've just used the two Odysseus's for station destroying. So that's been my game. Now why would he completely ignore that? Oops. Must be nearly there. 33 seconds to go.
The terraforming of Messna continues. After raising the global temperature, many valleys can now be turned to agricultural use. On the other hand, opponents of this measure argue that this would limit the variety of potential winter sports. More on this debate in our upcoming programming.
We have completed our current terraforming project.
Which would you rather do? Go skiing on the ice or eat? Well, Personally, I'd rather eat. I'm not a big skier. Alright. So we'll have a look, see what our next so we did raise the temperature. Okay. So we can do these projects now. Increase methane. Do we have to increase methane anywhere? Alright, so we can now go into biosphere and do these projects. We'll pick one of those to do next time. So thank you for watching. See you next time.